There is no way that you are gonna guess what McCullah thinks could make 10 Things I Hate About You better. No way. If it's your first time here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the little bell next to it. Partly because it's fun and partly because you can find out that we have videos coming out. Now let's take a look at what this critic had to say. Why not? It could have worked. Here are 2 ways it could have worked. This is a great start. Here's how I fix your movie. I mean, I know I've never made one, and I don't really know much about them, and all I do is write angry crap about them, but here's a couple ways to fix it. 1, they could have thrown caution to the wind and told the story as Shakespeare told it, with the boy smacking the girl upside the head every other scene. Everyone would have been offended, but such is the life of the artist. Okay, so solution number 1 is have an abusive relationship. Right? Let's see where you're going with this. Sort of. 2, they could have reversed the sexes. No one minds girls smacking boys upside the head, and it might have been fun. So, again, an abusive relationship. This is the same plan. Alright boys, we're gonna go in there, we're gonna shoot everything that moves. Or, we're gonna go in there and everything that moves, we're gonna shoot it. Which one do we do? But no, the movie went another route. It wimped out by blanding down the story and the characters to the point where she isn't really a shrew and he isn't really a maniac. They're just regular people. You might even say it was modernized. A modernized adaptation of a Shakespeare play. Interesting. Why wasn't he wearing tights? Dumbass. They're misunderstood. They find each other. This not only is boring, but also begs the question, if you're not going to do Taming of the Shrew, why do Taming of the Shrew? It's kind of interesting because they're misunderstood, they find each other isn't boring. In fact, it's 99% of stories and films. In fact, it's a large portion of Shakespeare's stuff. Romeo and Juliet, misunderstood. They find each other. Much ado about nothing. Misunderstood. Find each other. This could keep going. It's a lot of his stuff. But that's not the only thing bothering me. Oh, really? Do tell. I'm literally peeing myself with excitement. That happens, right? I'm plagued by a nagging feeling that the title 10 Things I Hate About You derives from the mistaken assumption that Shakespeare wrote the famous Elizabeth Barrett Browning sonnet that begins, "How do I love thee? Let me count the ways." Wow, you are really reading into this. So tell me what you really think about this cute teen romance movie. All those 12-year-old girls getting their panties wet from looking at Heath Ledger really give a shit about Elizabeth Barrett Browning. If such a confusion exists, it's a fundamental and deeply ignorant mistake. Like assuming based on the title that Satisfaction was an old Madonna song, or that Babe Ruth played for the Dodgers. It's just an inspiration. It's inspired by some things that were written and they made it. Like, that's fine. That's not literally thinking that someone else played for a different team or someone wrote a different song. That doesn't make any sense. Like, if people actually thought this was written by Shakespeare, that's a better analogy. But they don't. A more reasonable confusion would be to mistake 10 Things I Hate About You for She's All That. No. In both pictures, a swinging fellow condescends to take an undesirable girl to the prom. In both cases, the girls are played by pretty and radiantly intelligent young actresses who would be stars in any school, anywhere. Julia Stiles as Kat, the school pariah. She's smart-mouthed and nasty. Since when is that an impediment to high school success? There's like 90,000 movies that came out like this. The guy has to like make the girl, he's like the cool guy and she teaches him things and he teaches her things and they learn together and fucking love. It's not a new concept. And you're looking for accuracy in a high school movie? Wrong move. Absolute wrong move. Heath Ledger plays Patrick, as in Petruchio, who is hired to romance Kat. Ledger and Stiles are smirky, bright, and attractive, and make the most of their scenes together. But there's really nothing for them to do, except be smirky, bright, and attractive. That's pretty much why they're there. It's either the guy's watching it because he wants to be him, and he wants to be with her, or the girl's watching it because she wants to be her and wants to be with him, or whatever. They're there to be attractive. That's why they didn't pick like Jason Alexander to be Heath Ledger's character. Also, you use 2 more adjectives than anyone would to describe a role for a character in a high school movie. Larry Miller gets off a handful of genuinely funny lines as Kat and Bianca's father, an obstetrician who is terrified his daughters will get pregnant. But any pleasures in this half-hearted mix of cliches and Shakespeare are incidental. This movie is derivative. There wasn't enough violence. None of the relationships were abusive, but the pregnancy jokes were funny. That's your review. Alright, kinda makes me want to watch it. So let us know down in the comments what movie we should do next. Also, if you'd like to see another video from us, click one of the ones on the screen. If it's your first time here, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and until we see you next time, geek out and game on.